I think I missed that one in the picking panel.
I believe I picked Union. Again, Union.
Of course you did.
Good football team, but I mean, hard to beat the Bears, which we will be there in a couple weeks as well. I think we're homecoming at Bullitt Park in Big Stone Gap. So again, tough place to play, and they take care of Richlands and pretty handedly as well. So anything else come through?
Riverheads 38, Glenvar 21. If anyone listening cares. Looks like things are running kind of slow right now. Everybody's blowing up the Union Richlands game.
I missed that by 1 point.
Yeah, Patrick Henry up right now 52-22 on East Side.
I had East Side with 23. Wow. Man, I missed that one.
6:08 left to go in that one. I'd say we could safely call that one for Patrick Henry. Go Rebels.
So next, Friday night, Sullivan South. Off their win tonight, presumed win over Granger. They will be invading Legion Field. Again, that's a 7 o'clock start with that one. Again, our pregame will start at 6. So make sure to make plans to come out and support the Blue Devils as they step out of conference. Then after that, it's Ridgeview, it's Union, it is George Wythe before we come home to Marion for homecoming, and then we finish out the season with Lehigh, John Battle, and Wyatt Central. So, Chris, your thoughts as we wrap up things here? I think everybody's left us in the press box.
Joe, this kind of hurt, but at the same time, I was thinking back to last year, and like I said earlier, we would have loved to have had this score. We would have been thrilled if Gay City had only lost by a touchdown. There's good things on the horizon. I believe this team has turned it around. Abingdon was favored coming into this. Mm-hmm. Abingdon was supposed to win this game, and they didn't until there were 19 seconds left to go. Gay City led this game almost the entire game and came within a hair of putting them away and sending Abingdon back home with a loss. Gay City still got a ways to go, but they are ready to cause some damage this year, I believe.
You know, you see some of these guys that stepped up, like a Carson Jenkins and some of these other, especially the interior linemen. You know, there were some holes made tonight. They did extremely well against that big front of Abingdon. One thing which we've not mentioned a lot about, but what difference would have DeAndre Mack have made tonight? Again, defensive back, offensive specialist, played a little bit of everything. Didn't play tonight. I know he had an ankle last week, so
right. Hopefully he'll be back next week. You know, it's hard. Well, it sounds funny to say what I'm about to say, but I'm actually encouraged after this loss. Mm-hmm. After seeing what Abingdon did to Gay City last year, and then you watch this, Abingdon knows that they really could have lost this game. Mm-hmm. And I think the rest of the conference is serving notice also of this. And,
you know, a lot of people have said that Abingdon is one of the best teams in the region, and if we're toe-to-toe with them, you know, what things can happen. So, again, it's wide open for a playoff spot. Again, the district is still wide open. A lot of things still have to happen. That's only the first game we've played in district, so we'll see what happens. So, do want to say thank you again to everybody listening to us. Again, wherever you may be and however you may be listening to us. Also want to say thank you to our sponsors, Premier Pharmacy, Lock Red of Weber City, Broadwater Trading Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of Scott County, Weber City Drug, Christina Kilgore Wiggs of Conservis Real Estate Group, James River Advisors, Jeff Eads for Scott County Sheriff, Campus Drive-In, Delegate Terry Kilgore, Greg McMurray for Scott County Sheriff, M&P Repair, Maria Collarbro for Scott County Supervisor, the Law Office of Jesse Walker McMurray, Nova Health and Rehab, Rex Carter for Washington County Sheriff, Elmcroft of Johnson City, and Josh Bowling for Scott County School Board. I think, Chris, you have to say for the Terry Kilgore Leadership Player of the Game, probably Mr. Jenkins.
I think so. He had those two massive runs. Just so that it's not unanimous, though, let's throw Luke Reed's name in there. He was under pressure a lot tonight. Mm-hmm. He scrambled. He only took 2 sacks, and realistically there could have been about 5 more the way that those defensive ends were chasing after him. Plus, he had the really good pass that led to the touchdown down there to Mr. Sally. But I agree with you, though. Jenkins with those 2 runs and roughly 140 yards on the night, I think so.
a good night for Gate City. We didn't come out on the winning end, but again, a lot of things to build off of. And again, we'll have the our Blue Devils Live weekly radio show on Wednesday night from the Campus Drive-In. That will start at 6:30. We'll have the Gate City coaches and players there. We'll also have some others as well. We're going to be touching base with that will come out for some interviews.
Joe, I wanted to thank the people that were coming out and listening to us the last couple of times live at the campus, throwing some stats out to us, cheering us when we came on. It's kind of nice to perform in front of an audience. We really do appreciate that.
Yes, good folks here in Gate City, and we do. And want to say thank you to everybody that sent messages and texts and tweets and things of that nature. Keep those coming. And again, these the reason we do this is, again, to celebrate these young people, the athletic programs, and the coaches for Gate City. And again,
I also do want to say, keep those weird questions coming too. Let's keep the coaching staff off balance with that. Was Wednesday night Twitter questions.
Keep them coming. So we'll sign off here again. 35-28 was the final. We'll be back on the air Wednesday night again with the coaches show at Campus Drive-In, 6:30. We'll be back on the air on Friday night starting at 6 with the James River Visors pregame show. Again, get you ready for Sullivan South and Gate City. So for Mr. Carr, this is Joe Carter. Again, you've been listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.